All right, here we are. Hopefully the audio picks up here. The crypto vlog, January 9th, 2023. I'm sitting here reviewing the day's events and yesterday. What happened? So, a lot of you watched my Crypto Part 3 vlog. Thanks a lot. For those who didn't, we had Gala, or Gala. What do you say? Gala? I like, you can say it both ways. If you want to be fancy, you go to the Gala. If you want to be average Joe with the people, you say Gala. I'm in Gala, right? So GCR has an alt account. We don't know if it's GCR, but they're triggering one man. It's like, if there's only one suspect in a murder, what are you gonna do? Does the law say you can't prosecute that one suspect? No. So we're gonna assume it's GCR for the time being. It could be anyone technically. So GCR's alt is in there. And he called Zill last night. He said it's gonna pump like crazy, 5x, once or twice a year. It did pump 15% from 2,400 to 2,770 since he quoted that, but it has room to go, right? Little room. And who else can we talk about? Oh yeah, and he called FTT in a reply at 1:20, and people are already like sort of gearing up on the FTT train because all the shit coins are pumping today, and it got sent from $1.20 all the way to $1.68 or so. These incredible things happening, and sometimes you just got to get on board. And one of the easiest ways is to do something called news trade. A lot of people think, big news, what do I do? Long. No. Traditional news trading is just Twitter pump and dumps. Influencers tweeting, sending the price up, selling, taking profits, and then going to the bottom. So whatever you want to do, I'd say camp on Twitter. Get your alerts, your terminals, your news feed set up for these influencer accounts, the hot ones. Just being in a good community that told you about the alt that's most likely GCR. Again, we're not certain it is GCR, but there's a high confidence index for it being GCR. So what else we got here? He's talking about the top, the echo bubbles, hyperwave, a lot of opaque discussions going on that Twitter. So be it as you may. We may be at the top. We may have a few weeks left. This may be the start of the echo bubble, but then he said 3,000 to 14,000 in 2019. And barely anyone made money, right? Because everyone got addicted to BitMEX at that point. Before alt season came back, they weren't patient. They didn't want to do the Binance IEOs, or they weren't KYC'd on Binance because they were American or whatnot. And those did, like a guy named Goat Trades. He had a 4,000 and turned it into 20,000 on, I think, the Fetch or Seller IEO. They were back to back. People fetched Celery right away. So AI pumps continue to go. Fat, Ocean. There are some microcap AIs I talked about. Suku and a couple others on KuCoin. There were some. I think PHB went 25%. That's an AI coin. A lot of different plays to make, and then you woke up and everything was up. Doge finally moved 10% or nearly 10%. Jazz moved 10%. SHIB finally moved 10%, and you're like, what the hell is going on? When's the correction? Well, guess what? SPX 500, 39.53. Time to correct. Who speaks tomorrow? Jerome. What else do we have in the news? Thursday CPI. So Bitcoin corrected from 17.399K all the way down to 17.17 or 165. Right around there. That's a nice. I want to like immediately go to 1.5% correction. It's in my head, but it's more like 1.4% correction. So a good point to short. So a lot of people don't like to close their alt positions. There's something called being married to your alt. Well, you'll hold forever. You'll hold through bull or bear. You'll hold till zero, and that's where people come in. They accumulate at the bottom when you're down 97% like Gala. Oh yeah, the account also called Gala said he was selling half his bags at 30 cents, 31 cents, 3.1 cents, sorry. It went all the way to 5 cents and then corrected a bit. They did a town swap, 2 towns for 1 gala. A gala pumped another, bounced another 7% after correcting from 5 to 4, a nice 20% correction. A lot of plays, yeah. So FTT corrected from 168 on spot, Binance all the way back down to 125, I think. Bybit actually had a major correction from 2 because Bybit's super illiquid, like 20% or 10 or 15% the liquidity as Binance. So it went all the way up to 2, but from $1.80 to 2, I just checked the volume. There was like a 2,900 FTT buy. I think that's coins, so close to 5,000 from, or 5,500 from 180 to 2. So not a lot of liquidity there, but just a nice scalp. And of course, I didn't sell the bottom at $1.16. Yeah, OX Ganymede saying it can go to 4 or 5. That's a decent prediction. It's illiquid. It lagged and lagged and lagged, and then it ran. The GCR alt, supposedly GCR alt, tweeted that it's an exit. The last stages are the laggards that pump. The leaders lead, and everyone tries to hop on the laggards, and the leaders keep leading. Like we had Bitcoin that went from all the way to 69,000 from 3,000, and most people just could have held Bitcoin. But most alt traders made more than the 23x or so, 22x, because it was technically like 3,600 bottom. Or actually, if you measure from December 15th, 2018, it did hit 30, I think 3160 or so. And no, I didn't close at 3180. I didn't do that. BitMEX, it took a lot of our lives, took a lot of our capital, took a lot of our souls, right? How many people committed suicide? Maybe 100 that use BitMEX. You never know. A lot of gamblers are always killing themselves, saying they're depressed, and they just chalk it up to depression. They barely leave a note that says, I lost my life savings, now I'm going to kill myself. No, I'm just worthless, right? You're worth it. Whether you won or lost, you're still worthless. So you got to be mentally aggressive and positive at all times up here in order to trade these markets. So a lot of people missed. A lot of people said, I'm going to scale into this alt, just whatever alt. I'm going to put some money in. And wow, you made 20% overnight. Congrats on leverage, on 5x leverage. But you could have just went 10x and made 2x of your whole port, but you didn't want to risk it, right? It's never good to risk it all, but the stars were aligned, and Bitcoin hit that resistance at 17.4K, corrected a little, and then it might chop. SPX 500 corrected from 39.53 to 38.95 or so. Powell speaks tomorrow, a little risk off. Typically, in past months like July, August, June, we had risk off before CPI, a few days before, and now we might be seeing that again. But August through December, we had risk off freaking 1 minute before CPI, and we just pumped through CPI sometimes. So CPI is supposed to be 0% month over month, but it might come in at 0.1%. I don't think 0.2 will be kind of devastating. That'll be an exit all positions. 0.1, we might get a little drop in Bitcoin to 16.8K. Alts would be hammered, of course, down 10 or 20%. But they'll recover, and you want to see dominance dropping, right? And we had that over the last Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Dominance dropping, which means alts are pumping. Alts can play. A lot of times, if Bitcoin drops, you might say, hey, my alts are up, but then alts will follow on the dump. So it's really never good that Bitcoin dumps unless it bounces quickly. And there's I want to do some shout outs for people I missed. Maybe Joel, Stein Van Halst, Comfy Holder, Jamie, Jord, Matt H, Foundation, Bun Fun, a lot of good commenters hitting up the vlogs. The prizes for yesterday's vlog, Sunday Big Shitty giveaway, will be distributed if you DM me, and just take it one day at a time. You want to ape heavy. The best traders ape the heaviest into the best risk reward trades. So the highest reward to the lowest risk. And that's how they make their money. FTT was raring to go, and it pumped from 86 cents about 24 hours ago all the way to 168. and that's just the way it goes. By the way, on Gate, you can use leverage. I'm trying to get an affiliate link. It's going to take a few days, but just sign up for Gate or whatever. Get KYC'd and get access to leverage. It's the only exchange left, I think, with leverage and liquidity. So go to Gate. I'll update you accordingly. Again, thanks for watching. Remember, you got to stay positive all the time. You can be the losingest, the most crappiest, the biggest loser in the world in trading or life. And as long as you think you're great, like the dude that lives in his car and he's on top of the world, he's bumping his 8-track, he still has a tape cassette, he's rocking it. But because he's positive at all times, he's going to enjoy life and not going to get down. And hopefully he survives enough to make it, to move into an apartment or maybe a house one day, get a family, whatever he wants to do, or just a successful career. Or just live solo the rest of his life, whatever he wants to do, as long as he's positive. You have those people living in the caves in the South, the Southern United States, Midwest, wherever, and they're just happy living by themselves. I mean, technically, if you measured their happiness level, it would be lower than the general population because they are isolated, but they're making it. They just found ways to surround their mind with positive thoughts, even in their loneliness. So whether you're a loser or lonely, just think positive. Thanks for watching.